Hi there, I'm Nu-Trix, and today we're going to dive deeper into the Drumlogue sequencer. This is part of my advanced user guides for the Drumlogue. The sequencer in the Drumlogue is very easy to use, very fast to use. You've got a lot of control, which is really cool, but there's also ways to use it that are less obvious as you look into it. You might find all the features. You might not know what to do with them. You might not know all the ways to use them. My goal with this video is to show you advanced tips and ways of working with the Drumlogue sequencer to get into different type of ways to sequence it. Now, this is a cool sequencer that does traditional drum machine way, like the TR type of family of way. Just go into step mode and enter, I don't know, let's say I'm going to kick a drum. Let's just dive right into it. You go step, you can enter your step, and you've got a kick running. So this is pretty obvious. This is the standard stuff. You want a snare, you go into snare, you go step, you go snare, and snare, and snare, and you go. It does the job. Okay, it's just normal stuff. Of course, you can record on top of that real time and go back into live. And I'm going to select, I don't know. I'm going to go record. And that's it. But if you listen to it, everything's at the same volume because these buttons are not velocity sensitive. Of course, if you hook up a keyboard and you play on the keyboard, you record the velocity, it works. So what you can do with the velocity, go to accent. Right now I'm in close eye at. If I press accent on this, see 96, press again 127. So you can switch between 4 different level of accent. So this one could be loud, this one could be softer. Let's say 64. So this is one way to do it. You can also press on the key and keep your finger on it, and then you've got accent, and then you can really tweak to the value you want. And then you got so quick way to change the volume with accent. But also when you press on it, see there's other things. There's ratchet and there's ramp. Let's say I'm going to take this one here and go ratchet 2. So this one is ratchet 2, ratchet 3, ratchet 4. Now you can flat, it stays the same volume or same speed. Fall and rise. And what is it? Where's the rise? You hear the volume go up. It's actually pretty cool. So we keep that one, okay? Now, you might say, I don't want to hear it all the time. So what else you have here is actually, when you go into step, when you hold your finger on it, now you've got control over probability and alternative or alternation. I don't know what you call it. I'm going to say alternative playback. And you got an offset. Offset basically it can be late or early, as you can just offset each of the notes separately, which is pretty cool. Now, if you go probability, let's say we put it at 50%, so it means that 50% of the time it will play. If you want it to be less, so you don't really know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen, the percentage. Now, if you want more precise control, like I personally love, is you can go into alternate version. So you can have alternate playback. I call them conditional triggering of the steps. So you've got 1 or 2. It's going to play on the first pass on 2 pattern playback. This one is going to play on the second one. So I go play, doesn't play. Now it plays, okay? It's going to play on the first of 3 playback. It's going to play on the second one. It's going to play on the third one. Now, it's going to play on the 2 first one. It's going to play on the 2 last one of the 3 playback. It's going to play on the first of 4, second of 4, third of 4, fourth of 4, the last one. And then the 2 first of 4, the 2 middle, the 2 last, the first and the last one. And 3, and then it doesn't play, and then it plays 3 times. And then you move that, the one that doesn't play, you move it around. So this is really cool because it means that 116 step sequence can have a reality of 64 step. Because imagine this. Okay, let's say we beef this up a little bit. Let's say we're going to go with, we're going to add some snare. Okay, we're going to go step, go snare here. We have 2 snares. Oh, we have the snares already. So I'm going to add more snares. Okay, we'll go. Well, I don't want to hear that all the time. So I'm going to go press this one. I want to hear this only on the 4th one. This one also is going to be on, actually it's going to be on every 2 one. This one's going to be on the 4th one. Let's say just the 4th one, this one. This one's going to be on the 4th one. So the last one, this one. And this is going to be on every 2 one. So the first will not play, second one it will play. Therefore, press play now. That's it. So you've got that evolution of the snare, and that was 4 different playback of the same 16 steps. Now imagine we can have up to 64, and that logic will work for the 64. So you can have 64 play 4 times with an evolution version of it. So that 64 equals 256 steps. This is really cool when you use this. We also have the motion, which is pretty cool. Let's go back to the hi-hat. Okay, I've got this hi-hat. But one thing that is interesting is we have the motion. Now, motion, we can actually record in real time any type of movement. So in the case of the hi-hat, we have here the decay. So if I go record, so we hear that movement happening. Pretty cool, but it's not just these buttons. You can also record any value here. So I'm going to go tuning, okay? I'm going to go also into panning. So even if there's no LFO in here, you can record all these movements and add on top of that, remember, you can add alternated version of this. So this is pretty cool right away. One thing that people forget that you can also motion record, the sample itself. Now, this might not be obvious to do it because you're just going to have a number, but you could actually press and hold as you're in motion, okay? Press and hold and say, I'm going to move this one. See, now it's recording that recording of 4. Now this one's going to go, see, I was moving between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say I can go up to 7, okay? Here, I'm going to go 5. Here, I'm going to go 6. Here, I'm going to go 7. Here, I'm going to go 7, okay? So right now, I'm actually switching samples in real time as the song is playing. So this is pretty cool. This is, again, creating diversity, and I went not far because I only used hi-hats, but I could do something else. I could pick whatever I want. Let's say we're going to take this one. Let's just be crazy for one. This is SP1. What do we have? This one here. Let's going to record this step, everywhere. Okay. Okay, let's just go motion record. I'm just going through different effects in real time. Now, different. I can do noise very rapidly with this. Okay, let's get out of this. The other thing that is really fun about the way the sequencer works is we just talked about the steps. As you hold it, you've got these control. If you're in accent, you've got these control, the ratchet, all of that. Motion, when you hold it, you've got nothing, but as you move it, you can change and record that value that you just moved. So you can record per step exactly the value you want for any value you have in the menu here. So basically anything that controls the synthesizer, the synth engine in each of these. So this is really cool. The other thing that is something that people forget about is the choke here. Choke is basically, it's meant for hi-hat, but you can use it for anything else. Hi-hat, basically, you cannot have an open and close hi-hat because it's the same piece of hardware. That when it closes, it chokes the open movement. So it should be the same. So by default, it's for the hi-hat, but you can assign anything here. So you're going to go live. I'm going to say we were using this one here. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go shift choke. I'm going to put it to the group 1. So SP1 is on group 1 and SP2 is on group 1. So they're going to be on the same one. Okay. So I'm going to go back to live. And this, we're going to load something else. I don't know. Let's say we're going to choose this one. I'm going to choose this one. So as I go back to shift choke, I'm going to get rid of this one and set it to clap. Go this one stays long. I go clap and I go, it chokes it instead of staying. That's it. So you can do that with anything as you want. Now the next thing is the time. There's two ways, and when you press on it, you just have time. You get global time, the rate of the whole pattern. It's going in 16th. Every step is the speed of 16th. They're not in triplet right now, and the length of the whole pattern is 16th. You can specifically say, I want this to be 15. I want this to be 14. So when you play it, I'm going to go here to 14 and loops. So you can go, I want it to be 8. Only play 8s. So what's fun about this is that you can do this for each of the tracks separately. So if you press part, as you press time, now you've got the clap rate. So okay, the clap was the SP1 was the weird thing happening. If I go global, instead of 32, I'm going to say I'm going to be 8. As I play now, this one is going to be half the speed of the other one. That's a weird one. Okay, I understand this. You can say, well, this is a weird one. But you understand that this is how you're going to do this. Now I'm going to take another one example. I'm going to go select. Now I've got these three playing the same, a different pitch. And just for the fun, we'll put it higher in pitch. Okay. You hear that? Well, you've got these three different playing at a different pitch, so you kind of have a melody happening here. not a big one, but you understand how this works now. What you can do is when you go press time, you can rate, triplet, and length. But if you go part and you press this, now you get just for the clap, just for the SP1, just the SP2. So what I can do, I can separately say, well, this one's going to be 12, for example. Now if I play this one and we look at how this one plays, at 12, it's going to loop back here. And what's interesting is that because it's still in a 16 length pattern, it goes to the end of the 16. I mean, this one sound goes to 12, and then it goes back here and plays to 4, because the time that the other patterns plays to 16, it goes this one. And because it re-triggers the whole pattern, it goes back this. So it plays 12, plays 4, and then plays 1 to 12, and plays 4, and then 1. So it plays this one twice. Because of this. If I go back to part time and go, this is going to be 8 now. If I say 11, this is bizarre but fun because of that way it's going to interact. Now, it's not a poly mode yet. It actually is re-triggered every time the master pattern gets to 16. If you activate poly, which is here, and you say which one you want to be in poly mode, let's say I'm going to say the clap, the SP1, and the SP2. Now they're going to play each of their length, and they're going to loop without having to re-trigger. So they're going to play, I don't know, this one here is going to play 1 to 12 all the time. So you can, these patterns are always evolving. So this is fun, weird, and try this with toms and side ghost notes that happen at different moments. But keep in mind that try to keep these rhythm that are numbers that goes well together, like 10 with 12 with 8 with 16, something that at one point it's going to loop back into something useful, musically appealing. But again, do you want? Next one that is really fun is when you look into the time here, you also have groove. Now groove is a groove feature that might feel weird or useless if you don't know how to use it. Let's go back into get my hat happening. So what I'll do, I'm going to go part, I'm going to shift. That's the global groove, but I don't want the global. I want this to be just on the hi-hat, so only on the hi-hat. I'm going to bring swing. Oh yeah, a bit too much. Some of them are really cool. So there's different ones. You can really find one that fits your way of working. So remember that this can be different on each of your sounds. So you can have one on your toms having some weird or fun rhythm happening, and then same thing with a hi-hat with a different one. So it really has something you can use. So think about this when you want to go further. Now we're going to go deeper into the Drumlogue sequencer. There's other things you can do with it. One example, I want to show how deep you can go with the conditional alternative playback, and you've got all these steps happening with all the sounds. First 16 step, then the other up to 32, up to 48, and the last up to 64. Now these play once, but the conditional trig, remember that if you conditional trig something, let's say step, and you go here, it says this is going to play always. This one's going to play, it won't play the first time on 4. So basically, it's going to play all of these. The first time, a lot of these sounds will not play on the first. This one only plays on the last one. This one only plays, doesn't play on the first. So like the first playback of the 4 will be kind of an introduction. And then the second time, more stuff happens and more stuff happens. And in the end, it finish with kind of a roll off. So you're going to play this 4 times, and you're going to hear that every time it's just going to evolve into something else. Second time. It goes back to the first one. So with only 64 steps, I'm able to create 256 different steps of evolution and kind of a basic structure of a song. Now imagine I can switch to another sequence and we'll play the next part. Now, switching between sequence, that's something very important. There's 2 ways to do it in this. There's the normal way and there's the cue way. If you cue it, it's basically going to wait until your 64 plays before it switches to the next one. So it's going to play the whole sequence before it switches to the next one if you cue. Now, to have it cue, there's a little etch cued. So if I press shift and I cue something, I don't know, this one here is going to be cued. So when I press play, it's going to still play the first one. Now it changes to this one. So it doesn't play it 4 times because it plays once and then jumps to the next one that was cued in. Now, something you need to understand, if it's not cued, it means that it's going to change on the fly in the pattern where you are positioned in the pattern to the next pattern. This is actually pretty awesome because it can be used to perform using 2 different patterns or presets. So let's say we have not cued, but just have this one, okay? And if I play this one, in real time, now, another example of this, okay? So I made another version of the same pattern you just heard, but I built it into like 11 different. That's where it becomes really interesting. If you're in select mode, and I'm like on this one, for example. Okay, so I'm going third one. While it plays, and I'm in select mode, I can go. I can switch between them while it plays. Because this one is always playing with the synthesizer. But as I move away from it to the other one, it plays the other patch or the other pattern at the same moment where it is in the pattern. So this is your live switching between patterns and you stay in sync, you stay in the beat. So if you have, like me, multiple version of a similar type of beat that is part of the same song, you can actually on the fly re-edit your song in real time because you're actually playing the patterns. So this is super cool to play with. Now, I built it to have like up to 11. A different version of it. So now, if you want to chain them together, there's not a song mode, but there's a chain mode. And you go chain. So you press, let's say, B1 or B2, and you can say, it's going to be B2 I want to have, and you go select, and it enters B2 as the second one. Let's say like this one here. That's going to be, that's 8. So this is 14, 15. So I press 14, and I can say 14, I want it to be this one. Okay, enter. See, now it's B10, and I can go 15, B8, enter. And I can say I want to have, I don't know, I'm going to go back to 5 because there was a synthesizer. Select. So you see, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I played around with 12, 12, 10, 8, and 5. And if I play it, it's just going to go through all of them one after the other. It's going to be queued, basically. So it plays the first one, and the second one is queued to be the next one. And now this, the way it works, I'm even changing kits as I'm moving around, because I'm changing the nano and some of the samples, like the sound synthesizer happens with the multi, especially BPM or user. I think it's a user synth. But then later on, I changed it to another one, so I load another kit with the other pattern. That's it. So I changed the kit now. Another kit. I've got most of it being the same thing, but I have this, the bass that you hear is another synthesizer was loaded in the multi-user section. That's it. That's the other advanced ways of using the sequencer here. I hope this is actually useful. And these patterns are going to be available on the Patreon section for those who want to have it. And I'm actually I'm going to create a sound bank of the sound of the analog sounds of this. So it's going to be available also in the Patreon section for those who want to have them. So I'll be working on that for you guys. Be safe. Make more music, and see you soon.